Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Chosen Lifelines for Men. My name is Walter Jennings. I am a chosen life specialist where we have been called to challenge and, if necessary, change the motivation, mentality, and mettle of men. Today, I want to talk to you about having a growth mentality or a growth mindset. Now, the term growth mindset was popularized by Dr. Karen Dweck, who is considered an expert in human motivation. A growth mindset is an approach to life in which an individual believes that their talents, intelligence, and abilities can be developed further. People with a growth mindset or a growth mentality seek opportunities to learn, gain new skills, and enhance their existing skills. Dr. Dweck noticed that there was a significant difference between students' approach to success and failure. Those who actually were focused on more of a performance-based outcome rather than an experience-based outcome. So she utilized this information and her observations to actually do research and to build a theory around it. And so when presented with the challenge, the individuals with a growth mindset didn't see it as a chance to fail, but rather as an opportunity to grow. They believed that with hard work and not luck or chance, that those things could take them far in life. So the growth mindset is based on the belief that your basic qualities are things that you can cultivate through your efforts. And although people may differ in various ways as it relates to their talents and their aptitudes, their various interests and their temperaments, everyone can change and grow through their application and experience, because all of those things are germane to whatever your interests or your aptitudes are. A growth mentality means believing in your capacity to develop your abilities through learning, practice, and persistence. So there are five common characteristics that are associated with a growth mentality or a growth mindset. The number one is make a decision to be a lifelong learner. This is something that is really big in education, where educators and teachers are constantly encouraged to attend workshops and sessions and go back to school in order to make sure that they are setting an example for their students by sitting in the seat of being students themselves and committing themselves to becoming lifelong learners, to not only about the population of students that they're serving, but also educating themselves on best practices as well. And so we want to adopt the same type of mentality when it comes to our approach, as it relates to our life endeavors. Number two, embrace failure. And I know that for a lot of us, that can be a really hard and difficult phrase to really embrace. But the bottom line is failure is an opportunity to learn. Failure is about an opportunity to grow. Thomas Edison, in his creation of the light bulb, says that he didn't fail. He just found 10,000 ways that wouldn't work. He found 10,000 methods that wouldn't work in order to create a light bulb. So that type of perspective and the way that he saw failure was important in his success. It ended up leading him to his ultimate outcome, which was creating the light bulb, but not becoming discouraged in the process of it. So embracing failure as an important part of the learning, growth, and outcome process. Number three, watch your words. Now, it's very important when it comes to the things that we speak. For those of you who may be watching who are spiritual, we know that faith comes by hearing, but faith goes by speaking. One of the first divine privileges that we are given is to be able to speak things into existence, to speak change into happening. Before things happen, they're internalized or they're visualized here, and then we speak it. So we have to be very careful of the words that we speak. A good way to think about it is like speaking a word is like planting or watering a seed. So if you don't want a certain crop, if there are certain fruits that you aren't partial to, you want to be very careful not to plant that seed, not to speak those words, because by speaking, we are cultivating, shaping, and creating the world around us. Number four, get help from others, and accept feedback. Now, both of those aspects are important, which is why they are combined together. Because oftentimes people will seek help from individuals, but are only open to receive exactly what they are asking or wanting from those individuals. But in order for us to really adopt and become successful in a growth mindset, we have to be open to hearing how individuals are experiencing us, especially when we're seeking to change. So it's very critical that we have the right individuals around us who are going to speak truth to power in our lives. So have the right individuals around you and make sure that you ask for help and honesty in how they experience you, and then accepting, receiving that feedback and incorporating. And of course, tip number 5, don't be afraid of change. Many of us can become creatures of habit. It's easy to fall into patterns and behaviors. I'm one of those people, by my own admission. I find peace in order and routine. However, we can oftentimes limit ourselves when it comes to growth by not allowing ourselves to break out of certain habits and certain procedures in the way that we go about doing things. So not being afraid of getting off the regular beaten path and doing some things differently and embracing change is a really important part of adopting a growth mindset and a growth mentality. Thank you all so much for your time when it comes to this Chosen Lifeline for Men. My name is Walter Jennings. Be sure to reach out to me on chosenlifespecialist.com, book a session so I can speak more about you when it comes to your growth mindset and the path for your life. My name is Walter Jennings from Chosen Life Specialist, where we have been called to change, where we've been called to change, and if necessary, challenge the growth of your mindset from a motivation, mentality, and a mental standpoint.